Now let's have a look at sections. We've got this notebook called Event, and it has one section called New Section 1. Now if I wanted to rename this section, I could right click it and rename it, or I could actually just click it twice, double click, and actually give it a new name. So I might actually call it Promotion and press Enter. To create a new section, a second section, I hit this little button here with the plus on it. And then I can give it a name, maybe Sponsorship. So as far as renaming a section, simply right click it and rename it, or double click it and give it a new name. As far as creating new sections, simply hit the plus and then type a name for the section. And I'm just going to create a number of sections here. Alright, so that's my sections done, a total of 6. Now, the other thing you can do with sections besides renaming them and inserting them is you can also right click and delete them. So if I delete this particular section called Post Event, a little message will come up, and if I go yes, then it's gone. Unfortunately, you can't undo, and you may notice that my undo button on my quick access toolbar is dim. So be absolutely sure that if you want to delete a section, that you won't be able to undo and get it back, especially if it contains a lot of information. So I'm going to recreate that section simply by hitting the Create a New Section button, and again recreate Post Event. Okay. Besides actually creating, renaming, you can also change the color of a section. For example, I might right click Promotion, and I might decide that, oops, now I need to click it first and then right click it. So be wary of that too. Click it first, then right click it and change the section color. I might decide that I'd like actually to have Promotion showing in yellow. And Sponsorship, I'd like to show Sponsorship in green. And so you just choose a color that you would apply to each section. Activities I've got as magenta, and roster is blue, and brunch is silver, and post event is orange. So you can change the section color at any time. You can also move sections and rearrange them. For example, if I decided I want activities before sponsorship, I'd simply drag activities and notice the little black arrow or triangle, and I'd drag it in between promotion and sponsorship. As soon as that little black triangle goes in between those two sheets and I let go, then that section has become the second section. So I'll have the following order. I'll have sponsorship first, followed by promotion, followed by activities, followed by brunch, so I drag brunch into place, followed by roster, and then by post event. So you can easily drag a section and rearrange a section. In fact, as far as managing sections, it's important to know that you can just right click a section, any section, and you can rename them, delete them, or move or copy them. So you might decide that you want to make a copy of a section. If I choose this option, and I've just asked for move or copy, I can choose which location, so I might choose the pink ribbon event, and I can make a copy or I can move it. So I'll choose copy. And now I've got a second copy of that section, sponsorship, which I could just drag and put to the right of sponsorship. And to delete it, I'll right click and I'll delete it. And yes. So it's easy to move a section to any particular notebook. That might even be the current notebook as we just did, and it's easy to copy a section as well. Now sometimes we like to put section into groups. For example, I might right click and ask for a new section group instead of a new section. If I choose a new section group, I can then give it a name. I'll just call it testing. Then to put a particular section into that group, I would probably just drag sponsorship and drop it on testing. And now I've actually put sponsorship into that group. This little green arrow here will take me back up to the parent section, so I'll click it, and notice how sponsorship has disappeared. I might drag promotion and put it inside of the testing group. When I let go, these two sections are now in the section group, and I can go back out again. If I go into the section group simply by clicking, I can drag sponsorship onto the green arrow, and it goes back up to the parent group. I can go back to testing and drag promotion onto the green arrow, and it's gone back up into the parent group. I can right-click this particular section group, and I can delete it. And again, I'll say yes. And again, be very, very careful when you delete that you really want to delete it. I will show you something called the recycle bin, which might be an option as well. Besides creating section groups and moving sections between those groups and deleting section groups, the last thing I'd like to show you regarding sections is the ability to add passwords. It might be that the activities is something that I want to keep a little bit secret. So I'll right-click Activities and I'll apply a password to protect this section. As a consequence, the Password Protection task pane appears. And it's here that I'm able to apply or set a password to this particular section. So I'll set a password. I might just type the word Pluto all in lowercase because it is case sensitive. And then I'll confirm the password by typing Pluto again in lowercase in the second field. If I then click OK, here we go here, there are existing backup copies of the section that will be not password protected, will protect for future. Do you want to delete the existing backup sections? Delete the existing backups. Now what I want to do is I actually want to lock the sections. So I lock all. And now nobody can get into this section unless they know the password. So I'll click here. It'll ask me for the password. So I'll put Pluto in lowercase. And OK. And now I'm into the section. So if there are certain sections that you only want certain people to be able to get into, and that might be just yourself, then apply a password to those sections. Once they're in that section though, they can remove the password. So I'll click the Remove Password button here, enter Pluto, and OK, and I've just removed the password. And I can close the Password Protection task pane. So sections are very, very useful, are very, very important. And being able to manage sections is simply by right-clicking, and here are your options here.